You, what it do, kinfolk and skinfolk? We back, man. I know it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope pot to step to, but you know what I'm saying. Listen, we don't call this joint "Life Be Life" for nothing.
For nothing.
Okay,
It got some real
life
meaning with it. We not playing about this.
like a mug, man. Life be life and for real. But nonetheless, you know what I mean? We definitely thought about our listeners, our friends, our family, you know what I mean, that participate and stuff like that. We thought about y'all when we was out. So we tried to make sure to iron things out and make everything, get something going for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the bulk of the responsibility being this though. I haven't been in the best state of mind. Um, so I'll speak on why a little bit later on in the Life Be Life in section. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those who identify as others, welcome back to the Life Be Life and podcast with, of course, the hostess with the mostest. You feel me? The goddess herself, Big Mish. What up, sis?
What it do? Welcome back. Welcome back. We've been
Yeah,
gone too long.
man. Yeah, man. And of course, we got your favorite coaches back in the building
Hey,
himself.
Spice
Spice
Charles.
Charles. You already know. You already know. Just to get with y'all, damn, I just feel like it's onions out
Hey,
there, boy.
allergies is kicking people's
It's
behinds
definitely
right now.
right. It's definitely. I must open the window up and that just start jumping on the brother.
Listen, got in my car today,
Damn,
rolled all the windows down. I was like, AC it is. Roll it back up. Pollen was thick.
damn. My bad, y'all. If y'all see me rubbing my eyes, I ain't do no cocaine today. I don't know what's going on.
Ain't all
Oh, I
that.
did cut onions. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
There it
See,
is.
lingering.
There it is. I did cut onions earlier for dinner. But
Oh,
yeah,
what's
that's
for
probably
dinner?
what it is.
What's for
No, I
dinner?
just I just threw a couple of quick cheesesteaks together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm
Just to,
jelly. I need to make
you know
my
what I'm
way to come
saying.
get one from Max's, man.
You already know that's on the docket as soon as you make your way down.
For
I mean, we definitely
sure.
got our meeting coming up between
Yep,
us and our other two homies.
for sure.
So what I mean, we ain't gonna talk too much about that on. We gonna keep that off the record and,
Yeah,
until we
secret
get it on
society.
record.
You
You
know, all we
already
ask is
know.
trust.
All we ask is trust. We play
Heart
face up.
check.
You mean cards face up.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, welcome back. We'll get right into uh, we'll get right into the meat of what we got going on right now. The first thing we're gonna get into is pillow talk and do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
this was inspired by both, my lovely co-host and a friend of mine. Um, I seen this meme and she said she agreed with a friend of mine and a supporter of the podcast, Sharice Hooks. Shout out to you. She used to say, she used to say, "You can't tell me nothing and think my husband ain't gonna hear about it." And I saw a meme that definitely said that, like, don't tell me nothing you don't want me to tell my spouse because there's no secrets between us. If it comes through me, it goes to him or
Right,
her, so
right.
forth, so on. So, being as though we kind of, there's people who feel different ways about that. There's people who agree and there's people who disagree. We figured we could get into that and see what's what with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course, this is non-scripted, so we didn't write down our list. We didn't make the list beforehand. We just gotta get into it. And starting off in general, how do you feel about that notion of pillow talk being a damn near mandatory?
Um, mandatory, not so much of the page that I'm on with that, to be honest. I don't think it has to be mandatory, but I do think that it kind of strengthens the bond in a relationship.
Okay.
But it just to me, I think I think people feel like pillow talk and gossip are synonymous, and they're not to me.
Talk to
I
me.
so to me, pillow talk is kind of intimate. Like, um, it's not to complain and bitch about your day. It's not to complain and bitch about people, family, friends, co-workers, the person in the grocery store that just stepped on the back of your shoe or hit you with the cart. No. It's like supposed to be intimate time, right? It's like time for you guys to like unwind and just kind of be present with one another, you know. So it's like if you tired, don't be trying to have pillow talk because if you about to go to sleep on me, I ain't with it. Like we could hold this off for another day. Like this ain't even hardly necessary. But I really do think people feel like pillow talking and having conversation is all one and the same, and it's not to me at all.
I'm one of those people. I'm
Oh,
people, as they
and
say.
see, and I didn't
You know what
want
I'm
to be
saying?
biased and be
Because
like men feel like it's the same thing, but
nah, because a lot of times that's how it turns out. And I don't know if maybe because we're men, that's just the time we're most vulnerable. Is when we finally laid up with our lady, when we finally got to
it's
kick the shoes off and finally stop moving around and shit like that.
yeah. I
Like
mean, it's
maybe
definitely an
maybe that's
emotional
why.
time.
Yeah, like because that's not every man gets to decompress, but 9 times out of 10, when a man finally gets that time to decompress, yeah, it's usually what I mean right before he resting.
Which
So
is
maybe that's why it feels
cool.
that way. Maybe that's why it feels that way.
I don't know,
But
which
then it
is
seems
cool.
like it seems like the stuff why there's an issue with pillow talk in general. Because the first thing I heard about pillow talk, yeah, I definitely thought it's like you meant, like that intimate conversation between the two of y'all. But the way it be shaking out, like pillow talk turn around being, that nigga done told too much. You feel me? That nigga
And
done told too much. You know what I'm saying?
or
Or
the
she done
female,
told too
she
much.
done
Yeah,
told too much.
well, she done
Yeah.
told too much, and now situations look a lot different. Things that got sticky, as X would say, real sticky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So I'm
I
definitely
def
one of those people.
I definitely agree with the premise that there isn't anything that I don't share with my significant other, spouse, husband, whatever. We talk about everything, but then I think that comes from me being a super open and honest person. Um, I don't really lie about much of anything. If I'm lying to you, I'm trying to spare your feelings. But I'm not about to sit up here and just be like having certain information and not make him aware of it because it's like I need him to be on code at all times. I don't want him to be in a situation with like a few of my female friends and we're talking about said situation. And he like, oh, what y'all talk about? I'd rather him to know what we're talking about and just kind of be like aware or cognizant of it. And he's just like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and move to another room because I already know what this is about and I don't want to get in it. Me and her talk about that later. It, yeah, I had an incident where I was like talking about someone that I felt was pillow talking about some of my personal business. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of was like, all right, if you told the person, cool, that's your wife, you're gonna tell her, right?
Right.
But the problem I have with pillow talk is it's supposed to stay between you and that person. So
Mm.
for that person to come back, you know, that person to go back and tell their spouse what's going on with me, right? And then for said person's wife to kind of be like, oh hey, hitting you up regularly, just checking in, just seeing what's up. Then all of a sudden when you realize I'm not giving you tea, I'm not about to tell you my business, you kind of low-key let it be known that, well, I already know your business, so you might as well tell it to me anyway. Okay, really, all right, so now I'm not telling your spouse anything and I'm definitely not talking to you. Dead, not doing it. So it's just kind of like some things are not always meant to be shared, cross shared, rather, I should say, because if
Mm-hmm.
Art was to tell me something and I know that this person probably did not necessarily want me to know about it, or they don't want me coming to them. So yeah, Toro told me, yo, that is so inappropriate. Like I would never.
Facts.
First of all, I'm not rolling on my husband like that. I don't care what type terms we on. I'm not about to roll on you.
Facts.
If you tell me something, I'm gonna keep that close hold unless you let me know. Well, it's cool to say something to them. Go ahead and reach out to this person. You know, I'm sure you checking in, they wouldn't mind. But if you know how that person is and they're already a private person and they're already not telling many people their business, why would you like come back with that business that obviously y'all were pillow talking about? So I don't know. It's like this is what I mean by I think people feel like gossip and pillow talking or having, you know, casual conversation as a couple during downtime in the bedroom is the same thing, and it's really not. Like I don't agree with that.
Yeah, because it's how folk carrying it. It's like now. I'll be honest, and this might make me sound bad when it comes out, whatever. But I'm the other guy. Like I definitely keep secrets. Like my thing is, if you, especially with my boys, man, like if my friends, period, because you know what I'm saying, like if you told me something in confidence, 9 times out of 10, you told me that in confidence. Like things like your promotions, things like, you've been trying to have a baby and you find out,
Yeah.
either, my female friend found out she finally pregnant, or my boy found out he finally got his girl pregnant. These are the things that come back to the wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or maybe y'all having a tough time and you need somebody to talk to. Like I don't have to tell my wife all the details. I just be like, yeah, man, he going through some stuff right now. She going through some stuff right now, so forth and so on.
Right.
Yeah, those are in general, right? But sometimes, and let's just be honest, sometimes our friends come to us in confidence about dirt they got going on, like some things that not are necessarily the most kosher things to talk about. So no, I'm
Yep.
not taking that back to my wife, because the fact is, if I do that, especially one of the friends that's like she's cool with, or like she sees often, it could impact how she sees that person,
Yep.
and that's not what they told me for.
Yeah.
They told me because they need to get it off their chest. They needed to vent. 9 times out of 10, I tell people like I'm busy trying to get life right. So solutions, I ain't got many. Just
Yeah.
for somebody else's life, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
I mean, could I figure it out? More than likely, we're all good at figuring out stuff for everybody's life but ours. But I've definitely made it a conscious effort not to try to give out too much advice, unless it's like something I already did and already fixed for me,
Right.
and then I could pass it on. Nah, bro, I'm too busy trying to work on me, bro. I'm too busy trying to get me together
Yeah.
to just be handing out advice left and right like I used to many years ago. But if you come to me and you just need to vent, you need to get that off your chest. Like telling it back to her doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
Especially if
So
it's not
I'm gonna
helping
keep
anything.
your That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna keep your secrets because those are your secrets. Now, secrets like you said, to where it could affect her, or put her in a jam or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I gotta let her know. I can't let her get blindsided. You know what I'm saying? If you know that something is going on with one of her family members, and I
Yeah.
gotta tell her that, because if she gets blindsided and then I sit there and try to act stupid like I didn't know, like that's putting me in a position.
Yeah, and I feel like that
I
make me
can't
look
do that.
bad. I feel like that
It
make me
hella
look
bad,
bad because it's
hella
like,
bad.
oh, so you knew you didn't say anything. But my thing
Now I
is,
gotta try to put on an Oscar performance and look surprised when the moment come out. I ain't trying to do all that.
I don't
I ain't
got
trying
time
to
for
do all
all of
that.
that. I really
I ain't
don't.
trying to do all that.
I really
I
don't.
ain't gonna say his name, but one of my boys, we got what we call um the plausible deny. We move on the plausible deniability
You
act.
know that's my thing, right?
You know what I'm saying? We move on the plausible deniability act. You, I know we close. I know you tell me your most innermost things. I know we share deep things between each other, right? We like brothers. We homies. But certain things, bro, you can't tell me.
Yeah.
You can't tell me because it changes the dynamic of what's going on. If you one of the homies that I'm gonna be around and I'm gonna bring my wife around, and you into certain things,
Yeah, I can't fade that.
I can't tell her that, and then you expect her to sit there and just what, play dumb?
It's not gonna happen.
Like if it's a situation where you my man, one of her sorors, she, as far as she know, you her soror boyfriend while also being my friend, and you know what I mean, you sleeping with somebody else on top of that, bro, don't come back and tell me.
Yeah,
Don't
please
come back
don't.
and tell me.
Please don't say nothing to
Leave
me.
me out of it. Leave
Yeah,
me out of it.
I'm with
Because
you.
then you forcing me to choose my loyalty between standing 10 toes like how a dude's supposed to do, and standing 10 toes like how a husband's supposed to do.
Yeah, don't put me
Bruh,
in that.
bruh.
Don't make me choose because I'm
Don't
gonna
make
have
me
to choose
choose,
my
bro.
spouse every
Cause
single time.
you feel me? Cause I'm gonna be a nut if I don't. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a nut if I don't. As much as dude might make it sound like, oh, well, you a nut for telling on your. No, I'm a nut for not for messing up my situation at home for you.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I gotta live with Shawty, not you.
You feel me? You feel me?
So
And ain't
I
nobody
know
gonna
that's
say,
wrong.
man, that it was good to put a hole in your marriage for your homie. Nobody in the fucking world is gonna agree with
At
that.
all, at all. Like,
Or nor should that.
yeah. I don't I agree with you in that aspect because it's like people come to you to talk to you about certain things because they know they can trust you, they can confide in you, they like the information, feedback, or feel good that you give them in reference to said information. So I think it's very damning and crushing, and it takes away from the friendship that you and that person share to know that damn, this person tells their significant other everything. It's almost like, okay, so where is the line in the
Where's the
sand now for
line?
our friendship or relationship or whatever drawn? Because if you gotta tell your wife everything, I mean, then what's the point of me talking to you? I might as well just go
Might
get
as
the
well talk to.
therapist. So I feel like some things are off limits to your spouse. Now, I did make the comment, there ain't nothing that I don't tell Art. But I guess that is kind of a lie because I will say, like I just had dinner with a friend last night, want to take me out for my birthday, and they gave me some very, heartbreaking news. And I just simply told Toro, I was like, yeah, they just dealt with a serious situation. She finally got over it. Well, they finally got over it. And she felt, comfortable enough to a point where she wouldn't be super emotional about it to talk to me about it. So yeah, and it was never no details given, none of that because I know he doesn't talk to this person that often. So what is the point? What is the point of giving him the details, right?
Right.
What is he gonna do with those details? Sit and look at her and be like, damn, that's what she just dealt with. Oh man. And then that's like sitting in the back of his mind. And then it's like, then that just brings other issues up. And I feel like our relationship, because it's like, so what if that happens to us? I don't want to talk about that. Like, let's not do the comparison thing. And I think that's one of the killers of pillow talk because you get in bed and you want to start making comparisons and you want to talk
Yep.
about shit that, it's just like, bruh, I don't really want to talk about those people. I don't want to compare our life to those people. I don't want to try to measure up to those people. I really just want to be in the moment with you and I want to talk about, what is beneficial for us, what can make us better, what can make our future better, what can make the intimacy between us better, what are our goals, what are some things we're working on, I complimenting you, like things we want to get to doing. I feel like pillow talk should be personal to you and your significant other and like a time that, like you said, you guys are both most vulnerable. Catch me in the kitchen to tell me that your homeboy got caught on text message uh talking inappropriately to somebody or liking booty pics. Don't tell me that while we're in the bedroom. Don't tell me that while we chilling. Like, matter of fact, don't tell me that at all, because then I'm gonna start looking at your friend like,
That's all I'm saying. It's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. You could sit there and have the most G ass spouse, but 9 times out of 10, if they don't show it on their face when they in their presence, you're gonna have to deal with it later.
and you know me, I'm straight up trill for real. But when I definitely hear certain things, I can honestly say that pillow talking in our dating phase is a lot different than what it has been in our married phase.
Okay.
And I feel like before, he's kind of reluctant to tell me certain things like that because he already knew how hardcore I was and he didn't want me disliking his friends.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was just kind of like, Yeah, I mean, but now it's just kind of like because I'm cool with the spouses, now it's almost like you gotta tell me what's going on because you know I'm gonna hear about it. So it's almost like I feel like men share those details with their wife to cut certain things off at the pass. So it's
That's a
not
fact.
necessarily that they want to be pillow talking because it's the thing to do. It's them trying to cover their ass. Because definitely
You
had a
got to a certain
situation
extent.
where it was like one of his homies' wife, we real cool. And she called, hey, I got a question. And I was like, that's funny because I got a question for you. Then it's like, so tell me about this whole situation. And it's like, and then it's like, so I'm going back to her, like, well, this is what was said. Da-da-da. Well, this is what was said on my end. And I was just like, so this is what was said on their end, and yada, yada, yada. And it becomes a whole situation. And I think that's the biggest reason why you should stay out of other people's fucking business altogether.
It
Because
is.
when
Yeah.
you make other people's business your business, I feel like it becomes like I say, like a it becomes like a dick measuring contest in your marriage. Like,
Yes. Easily. Easily.
and I don't want to talk
Easily.
about that because you know that stuff comes up repeatedly. And you know, women, as a woman, you know, I be doing the back and forth, but as a female, if I feel like I got you in a vulnerable spot, we pillow talking, I'll be like, so yeah, tell me about blah blah blah.
But that is why dudes feel it's synonymous because that's exactly how dumbasses get caught in
Yep.
this situation
Yep.
all the time. Because here we are thinking asking us to open up and talk about the stuff that's going on that we sitting there carrying the burdens of having to keep to ourselves. Whole time we getting lined. We getting
Yep.
lined. We getting
line
lined.
line up to get knocked down because
You know what I
I
mean?
tell Art all the time, if I ask you a question, please know I already know the answer to say a question. I just want to know what you're gonna tell me. So just
That should
keep
be
it 100 with
scary
me.
hours.
And personally, I think that's kind of what happened
Scary
with the
hours.
situation with my friend. I feel like eavesdropping was probably played a factor in it. Or maybe Slim got caught off guard and was like, and had to answer the question honestly, didn't really want to give up that info.
Right.
And it was just kind of like, man, I fucked up. And it was like, once I realized that the spouse knew, I just kind of was like, so did you tell the information or not? They was like, no. And I was like, how they know then? I
Right.
don't know. I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Got a fix for that. Yeah, okay. Because you know, I'm not in the business of people just being in my business for sport. That's not my thing.
Right.
Like, you got to really be important for me to tell you that kind of stuff, especially when it affects me and my entire family. Yeah, nah, you know. So I just kind of was like, yeah, see, I don't like people like that, and you have to be careful of people like that. Because what I felt like happened with that was, like I said, it was a yeah, you think I don't know it, but I'm gonna let you know that I know it, and I'm gonna let you know that this person that you confide in told me the business that you didn't want them to tell. So I'm gonna let you know that they telling the business. And it's like, you gotta be real careful about how you play with people's friendships and whatnot, because
That's right.
you might get call somebody a really good friend because you hate because you don't have that same type of friendship with that person. But I think folks have to realize, like, yeah, I can be pillow talking with you too. And I feel like, you know, girls, we gossip, and you know, we be in intimate situations where we're talking about certain things. And guys do it too. Y'all be in y'all comfort zone. And I mean, it's not necessarily pillow talking, but to me, pillow talking is just very intimate conversation. You're just spelling very important and private things, conversation points, you know, issues in your life. So it's just kind of like, yeah, you can't share everything with everybody because, like you said, some folks do take that information and they'll use it against you.
Oh my God.
Throw it in
Now
your face.
that's the worst. That's the worst. I've literally, and like you said, it becomes a dick measuring contest. Like it's the worst to see a couple where it's like two couples end up in this like group argument because of pillow talk. It's the worst to see.
It's terrible. It's
It is
terrible.
terrible.
It's
Like this person
awful.
responded, she's like, well, or such and such, well, if maybe if you had got home at I don't know, one instead of two, your wife wouldn't be mad at you.
And then
And
you
it's
like, hold up, well, hold up. I got home at this time, but he got home at this time. Like that is exactly what happened with the situation with Toro and his friend. And I just was like, listen, there's no reason for you to lie to me about this type of situation. So don't let other people doing stuff they ain't got no business because they can't be honest with their significant other cause you to be in the doghouse with me because you
because you
can't
sitting
be
there
honest.
trying to be the good friend. You trying to, you know what I mean? You trying to be the
That's what it is.
Cody.
That's what
You
it
try,
is.
you know what I mean? Because the way you see it, you're gonna end up in less of a jam than he will.
Facts. And it's also a
And dudes
thing
that do that for
of
their homies all the time, and it's
yeah,
like,
but you know what I
okay,
found
you
out?
thinking that, but you eroding what you got going on at home. It's
But
like you chipping away at it. You
I'm gonna
gotta
tell
let
you
that man
why.
take this out, man,
I'm gonna tell
to
you
a certain
why.
extent.
I'm gonna tell you why. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but a
So,
lot of guys don't have a lot of guy friends. So the last thing you want to do is alienate the few, one, two, maybe three dudes that you got as close friends
okay,
by going against them and code for your significant other. Because it's what's the term? I hate to say this, but the bros before hoes. But I'm like, bro, that's when you marry me, like I'm the bro. Like, let's just get that straight. They the hoes. Sorry. But so it's almost like some men don't want to be kicked off the friendship island. Oh yeah, see, he with
you
his wife,
don't, bro.
and I'm not with that. Like he's supposed to be the homie. He's supposed to be looking out for me at all costs, down for me, riding for me. We never putting it in park. No, because I gotta live with this woman. I
Facts,
gotta I gotta sleep with this woman. I gotta pillow
facts.
talk with this woman. So nah, listen, I ain't got a lot of my wife, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell her, listen, I know you and so cool, but you need to stay out of the way of that. And that's one thing I will say. And I don't want to. I'm trying to think of the way to say this where it don't sound kind of like bossy. I feel like I put art up on game, and I was like, listen, when we talk about certain things, just know I'm telling you certain things so you aware. So when it comes circle back around, you could be like, that's what she was talking about. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I wasn't aware about that. Or you already ready for said conversation and you don't step in that pile of poop because you weren't prepared. I didn't set you up to take them down. And I was like, that's all that it really is. I was like, that's all you got to do. Let me know. Hey, look, so this is what it is. This who's gonna be there. So and so ain't really with so and so, being around so and so. I know you ain't got no problem with so and so. So just so we cool. Just want to let you know. But if that come up, I mean, I will respect. If she call your phone, please don't even answer it. Just don't even respond to the messages. Like I thought we had that kind of setup until this situation happened, and I just was like, "What was that all about?" And it was, I don't want to get kicked off the friendship island.
But
Respect.
it's not just that you don't. It's not so much like I don't want to get kicked off the friendship island. Like between dudes with those, like you said, we can have a bunch of homies, but we really only got but so many like bros, like literal brothers, like the
Yeah.
dude. It's like that's who is in the inner circle. Like it's a loyalty thing, man. It's
Yeah.
it's it's a loyalty thing, and at the end of the day, like if you a dude who makes other dudes feel like you're not loyal, then you forget the friendship island. You are literally on an island because now things could go either way, and that's the problem with men, right? Because
Yeah.
and there's a certain dude who throws this term around a lot: the threat of violence. Like honestly, you can end up in a fight with this nigga, man.
The threat of violence.
Like honestly, dudes, believe it or not, it's not like you scared of your homies, but you don't want to fight them.
So you know what?
If a dude situation go left enough, and he feels like you're the one that
Yeah.
exposed him or put him there, that could very well happen. So even just that in the back of your head, that mild threat of violence or possibility where it could lead, where it could even be a situation where it's like I could beat this nigga out of the 7 days a week. I'm guaranteed 6.
I booked it
Six
out on
and
him.
a half. I guaranteed it. But after I finish dogging him,
Where does that leave us?
where does that leave us? And I'm not going to feel good about it. It's going to be
Yeah.
dogging him out of self defense. And then that's going to ruin what not just me and him have, what we have with the other dudes that's in the inner circle, the other few, the select few. Things get weird fast.
Yeah. And I do feel like that is actually part of not getting kicked off the friendship island. Like, and I have witnessed it like firsthand. And I was like, yo, why you didn't stop that? Simple answer. I know how he is. I know how he
Yep.
get when he like that, and I don't want to even go there with him. But you know me, I'm always, TTG. I'm trying to go. Like I don't care if I see something I don't like. I'm handling it. We gonna figure this out right now. And I know everybody don't operate like me, and I think that's one of the things that I've come to learn in the last couple of years in dealing with my spouse. It's like, yeah, I'm aggressive. He's passive aggressive, and it's one of those almost like I don't want to call it people pleasing, but in essence, that's how I feel it is because it's like you don't want to go against the grain because you don't want folks to be mad at you. And I'm the kind of person where it's like sometimes I really don't give a fuck if you're mad at me because right is right and wrong is wrong. And I know
Right.
that's not how everybody operates, but I definitely learned like with dudes, everything you said holds true because they don't want to get into the middle of the business with the homie's spouse. They don't want to get into the fights. They don't want to be, left out, kicked off the friendship island, not to be trusted, things like that. And it's like people want to be in the inner circle. And I feel like with pillow talk, when you telling your spouse certain things, you feel like you in the inner circle.
You thought you was until it's
Yeah.
not.
And
Until what was supposed to be like you said, that was supposed to stay here.
yep,
Even
yep.
if I told you every dirty thing this nigga did,
Please keep
it's
that to
supposed to
yourself.
stay here between me and you.
Between these
If we
sheets.
go out, and I'm telling you, he got 5 hoes and 1 girlfriend, and we end up at an event where all 5 of the hoes slide and his girl is there,
Keep your mouth shut.
don't be kicking me under the table.
So obvious, right?
Don't be screwing your face up at every hoe that pass by.
So obvious. I hate it.
You sitting there handcuffing the girlfriend, babysitting her because you feel like, oh, poor her. She don't deserve to suffer like this. Like that's the problem, right? Because like how you said, if something wrong, I feel like I gotta handle it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to those kind of things. Especially when it comes to those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's asking a lot to ask a woman. Because you know how women feel about being cheated on. It's a lot to ask a woman
Yeah.
to sit there and pretty much play like she don't know that girl getting cheated on.
Yeah. And I feel like your hands gotta be super clean to be a part of something like that. Like you can't be the homie that's knowing that about your homie and you kind of participating in the same kind of events that your homie participating in
So
because
that's why I believe in the plausible deniability act. Don't tell me, bro.
that's
Don't
me
tell
all
me.
day. That's me
It's
all
one thing for
day.
me to make an assumption or for me to make an observation, but do not tell me. And definitely, I always say this, like take it like how I talk to my homies that live life for crowd. I can't be your code.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I
not.
can't be your code.
Yeah, definitely not.
I got too much to lose.
Yep.
I got
Yep.
too much to lose because the minute my wife find out I'm helping you cheat, I'm a cheater. I'm a
Yep.
cheater.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
She's not
not
gonna look
worth
at it no
it.
type of way. She's not
Yeah.
gonna look at it no type of way. And a lot of women are gonna feel that way.
And it's funny
Even
because
though there's women who help their girlfriends cheat and sit there and play complicit in that exact same thing. But if they do help they homeboy cheat, hell no.
yeah,
All
I
bets are
ain't
off. You
if
can't
you
be friends with
look,
him no more.
I tell people
And
all
I
the
don't
time,
trust you.
if you're
And I don't
single,
trust you.
you're not married. So you can do whatever you want. I experienced a situation on Friday for my birthday. Hey Slim, why we late? Oh, that's why we late? take it outside. I'm not getting in that. Like, oh, okay. And then it was just like, I had to kind of like hip art because I'm like, yeah, because I don't want you walking in them kind of conversations. Then you like, well, what's going on? Nah, when you hear them kind of conversations, you go ahead and step off because you don't even want to be a part of that. Like,
Facts.
but it's like, yeah,
And that's my thing too. I will definitely not tell her things to protect her.
yep, that's me. And it's just like, listen, I
Like,
just can't tell you because for what?
for what?
For what? For what?
I done disturbed your spirit.
Disturbed your spirit.
I done made you uncomfortable. And now every time you could be around a possible offender or you mean whatever, now you got to sit here and try to put on an Oscar-winning award performance like you not bothered.
Yeah, let's not do that. And see, I'm good about stuff like that, but we know most
fuck
women
around
aren't.
and perform. Most women are. You fuck around and perform like Halle Berry.
I'm sorry, that's so funny. Oscar-winning performance.
You feel me?
Some women got it, and some women don't.
Some women is definitely that, like that's the wife to have. It because she's down. She's what they say, in for a penny, in for a pound. That's her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She's riding with you regardless.
Yeah.
She's not going to judge you by what that brother's doing, but she knows how. Even if she have a problem with you knowing what's going on or him feeling like he could come talk to you about that, that's going to be y'all discussion at home. She's not going to bring it out into the field.
Yeah.
She can sit there at the event, so forth and so on, and be ice cold.
Yep. Act like smiling and waving.
Most women cannot, man. Listen, it was one time, and mind you, that's not even, this dude is not even my friend. Like I don't really know more.
Oh wow.
But it was one time where me and her was out enjoying a concert. And I had recognized her friend's husband out with a young tenderoni that wasn't her.
Woo-woo.
I had spotted it
miles away.
I'm not looking in that direction no more.
Oh man.
I stopped looking in that direction altogether. I'm sitting there, and somehow she spots it. So she's, doing the tap thing. Ain't that?
Hey.
Ain't that? Huh? What?
Huh?
What you say? Ain't that? I mean, it could be.
I don't know. I really can't.
So I was like, yeah, it looked like him. And she's like, oh, that's him. But that's not his wife, is it? No, ma'am, it is not. No, ma'am, it is not.
Yeah, I'm not with it. Like,
and she was like, I'm gonna say something to him. And it's like, because I have that kind of wife, there's just certain things I can't come back and tell her, man. Like, y'all can call me what y'all want when y'all hear this, but if it's something to where I feel like,
call me what you want.
You call me what you want. Like,
you're smart. That's what you can call me.
You're dishonest. You want to be loyal to everybody but your wife, man. Fuck you. Okay. At the end of the day, I'm looking out for her first and foremost.
Let's start right there.
At the end of the day, I'm looking out for her first and foremost. You gotta know your audience. The fact is that you listen. Okay, KYP. Know your personnel. I'm a coach, and that is the number one things you have to know to win a game. Know your personnel. Okay? Coaches know it, teachers know it, bosses know it.
Facts.
Know your personnel.
Facts.
Okay? And I know how my wife feels about certain things.
Yep. And I know my husband is like super nonchalant about everything. So I can tell Shawty everything.
Right. So putting her in a position where she might respond. Again, sounds funny to people, but the threat of violence, because who knows how homeboy is going to react to being outed.
Yeah. I don't want no parts of that.
Again, that's not my friend. I don't even fuck with boy like that. When I met him, I didn't particularly have a great time with him. I was not looking forward to ever hanging out with the nigga again.
So you said to see him, you was trying to act like you ain't know.
You feel me? So yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and point it out to her, knowing she feels away, knowing she gonna feel like she gotta say something to Bull. Because what if he turn around and act some kind of way? Now I got to smack him up.
Yeah, I don't got time for that.
You know what I'm saying? If she turned around, um, I just I just spoke to your wife. She's at home with the kids. Are you enjoying the concert?
The petty be so unreal. Like I'll be like,
Because I'm not saying she's gonna do that for like a stranger or a woman she don't know, but again, that's her friend she's realizing is being cheated on.
yeah,
So she's going to carry it different. She's not going to be able to just swallow it, maybe go back and wait till later to talk to her friend about it. She's like, man, this nigga strutting around like it's all cool, like he on a fucking date.
first of all, this whole topic right here can go a whole nother direction.
It definitely could, and
We
we
probably
definitely not
should
gonna affect
like
this.
TO time
Yeah,
out on that one because I got thoughts on that and I'll save it
we're
for
not gonna go
another
too far
episode.
into that, but
Right.
that's why, because even her feeling like she needed to make sure that he saw her, like, and she waved and spoke, hey, like I'm glad that's where she left it. But if
Yeah.
she decided to say more because she was so bothered by it, again, because niggas when they in the wrong, you never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
When
I
niggas is in the wrong, it's always two ways it could go. Embarrassed and shocked, like, oh my God, shit.
yeah.
I'm like, I play super humble because I don't want, no drama or whatever. Or they already made up their mind that they committed to the ill at the end and they get mad indignant. And then indignant niggas be dangerous.
Yeah.
Those would be ones to be like, okay,
Yeah.
the fuck you bringing her up for? Is she here right now? And the minute you start talking down to my wife crazy, now I'm in a position,
And that
an
goes
unenviable position, because I literally don't have the choice, even if I'm not who I am, to stand there and just let you talk to her crazy while you already doing wrong, bro. Come on, man. What? What? It's not even something I don't even have a word for what that would make me.
yeah, I
I can't
can't
even
even
just be like, oh,
fathom
I'd be a
that.
bitch ass nigga. Like, bro, I can't even fathom it.
Yeah, I
I
can't fathom
can't
that.
even fathom it.
And
And
that's
now that you
why
done
I
talked to her,
said
now I got to step to you, because you sitting there cheating on your wife and doing your wife crazy. That ain't got nothing to do with me,
yeah,
player.
don't talk to my wife crazy.
I
We
ain't
not
got no
doing that.
gavel. I'm not your judge. I got no
Yeah.
heaven to kick you out of and no hell to throw you in. But what I'm going to do is beat you the fuck up for talking crazy to my wife.
That's how I be. I be like, what you not gonna do is disrespect my husband. Like,
That's what I
we not
can't
ever
let you
doing
do.
that. Ever.
That's what I
Ever.
can't let you do.
Yeah.
I just can't.
And I
You're
think,
not gonna have that static for her. So in a
yeah.
situation where I feel like she's gonna feel the need to get involved in some kind of way, no, I'm not gonna put her in a position to get involved.
And see, that's
Listeners, sorry, I don't care what y'all think about me, but that sounds like a setup, because if she gets hurt or if something happens to her, like, y'all gotta keep this shit in mind. I know might sound like I'm being extreme, but this shit happens every
not
fucking
extreme at
day.
all. It's not
Look
extreme at
at the
all.
news. Look at the news.
Yeah.
People get killed for getting in people's business.
Didn't that ex NFL NBA player just get shot for trying to stop a domestic violence? Hey man.
Okay?
And so again, know your personnel. I know that Toro is super passive aggressive, but when he get aggressive, it's ugly. Okay,
Ugly.
ugly. It's ugly. Like he me times 10, and I'm
Right.
terrible. And I just don't ever put him in that position. And I think with the situation of the crosstalk, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop this short because it's like said person had already reached out to him trying to get some information, know that he don't really fuck with them like that. And I just was like, oh, this off some bullshit. So when I kind of realized that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut all this off at the pass, and I'm just gonna stop any type of communication with this person because they don't know boundaries. And I feel like that's the problem with pillow talk. There are no set
Yeah.
boundaries in a relationship. And I think, that's why it's good to set
It don't
do's
do.
and the don'ts for what Pillow Talk really consists of. I mean, and I put together a little short list, but
Talk to
so
give
for
it to
me,
us.
the don'ts. I'm never bringing up conflict during Pillow Talk. That's not the time for that. We're not airing our grievances during Pillow Talk. We either going to decide we're going to have a conversation over dinner, during the car ride. You free to have a conversation right quick about something that's bothering me. Never during Pillow Talk. One thing I don't agree about during Pillow Talk is like, especially if it's after sex, I don't think you should be talking about past sexual experiences in comparison to what just went on. Um, no,
Oh,
it's that's bad business to me. It's just like
bad
I feel
Joe.
like, oh, like you're just making everything that just was so great, like terrible, right? Because now you done took me all the way out the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what's let's see the other one.
Mm-mm.
All right, so don't use pillow talk to get them to agree to something you know they wouldn't agree to otherwise. You know how women are. Sometimes do it too. Be trying to like, oh, I just gave this man some, so I know I got him right where I want him. So we gonna have this conversation, or I'm gonna get him to do something that otherwise he would have been like, yes or no to. Something new happened during, that sexual time. Don't be like, where you learn that from? Because come on now, we know how men are, and some
Yeah.
women too. They do their sexual research, and they might be like, all right, shit getting kind of stale, so let me see if I can try this.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So like,
Be happy.
don't be asking them kind of questions.
Be
Like,
happy they pulled out the new super move, man. What?
yeah,
They
and
do it.
then it's like, and so it's like, okay, if you're in a tough spot in your relationship, y'all have sex, and then you think sex fixes it. So where does this leave us now? Satisfied, going to bed. Like we're not even about to use
Tired.
this whole situation. I'm sleepy. So we ain't
Sleepy.
even about to have conversation because I'm ready to go to bed. Like we ain't having no pillow talk. So it's like if that's where you're going with all of that, hey, just go ahead and leave me out of it. So those are my don'ts. I don't know if you have any don'ts.
Um, again, don't I'm gonna try not to step on the don'ts you already mentioned.
Nah, go ahead
One
because
of
your
the
don'ts
things
could be different but similar for
one
different
of the
reasons.
things one of the things that I definitely have to co-sign on is don't bring up beef. I get that. I get that women feel like they have to say certain stuff, and
Yeah,
it's on their mind or whatever. But it's just poor
yeah,
timing. It's
it
just
is.
like either talk about that beforehand, well before in the conversation, and let them know like, hey, there's something wrong with me, and there's something wrong with us, and we need to talk about it, so forth and so on. Yes, men hate those three words. We need to talk. We absolutely do. They're
Y'all
dreaded.
really do.
It's like the switch. We need to talk and get the switch is damn near synonymous, not ears.
Yeah,
Um, but
that's right.
nonetheless, go ahead and have that do that rather than he laying down, your head on his chest, and he's all like letting go of the burdens of the day. He's in his peaceful energy, vulnerable, and
Yeah.
now you like, I just find it funny how no,
You
come
don't
on,
find that funny,
man.
bitch.
Come on, man, don't do that shit.
What is it?
That's
Was she laying on your chest and drawing the
yeah,
circles on your
going the
chest?
circles.
Oh,
I
thank
just
you.
I
That's
just
the
want
shit,
to
bitch.
ask you, like, come on, that shit corny. That shit corny.
Yeah, stop that. Stop
That
that,
shit
ladies.
corny.
Don't do
Don't do
that.
that.
Don't ruin the
Don't do that.
mood. Don't ruin the
Don't
moment.
mine. No
Don't get that
mining. No
ride.
no data mining. Okay.
Yeah.
No data mining. Okay. No data mining. Like that you getting him towards that time. He get feeling a little loose. Now you want to go ahead and get information that he wasn't supposed to give up, so you could go ahead and use it against
Yeah.
whoever he gave it to you about. No, that's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
I'm not with that. I know a lot of females that do that, and I think that's petty business. Like,
Or even those of you who have significant others, where the information is pertinent, whether even if it's some shit like, oh well, he's an agent or he works in a certain industry or whatever, and that information would be cool to know, so you want to be able to be the first to say it. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him.
yeah, I hate that. Don't be putting
Don't
people in
do that to him.
precarious positions. I don't think that's
Yeah,
cool at
it's
all.
it's terrible.
Like, you don't care about
Those
your significant other when you do shit like that.
facts. And Again, do not divulge information that can harm your, that can only lead your partner to being harmed
Facts.
or
I agree
only
with that
lead
one
to them
too.
being distressed.
Yeah.
That's my don'ts.
Or blocked.
Yep. Right.
So some of the positives, pillow talk, complimenting your spouse.
Okay.
Just, babe, you look good today in that dress. That's what made, this moment transpire. Um,
Okay.
I mean, talk about things that you guys can do on the next go round, maybe like, oh, in like comparison, like we tried this, the next time we can try this. I think that's like a good time to talk about that because it's like when you try to have those conversations, like those sexual like conversations outside the bedroom,
Mhm.
it's kind of awkward. Like,
Yeah.
don't be sitting in the kitchen washing dishes. So, what do you think about that thing I did the other night? Look,
You
let's not
like
talk about this.
it?
Right, let's not talk about this in the kitchen. Future plans, like make plans for vacations, getaways, staycations, vacations, whatever. Talk about those things because I feel like when you're in that intimate moment, it's like, oh, just imagine if we were on the beach, blue water in a balcony. Ugh. Like, so it's like you creating those memories. So that's another thing, like, talk about creating some type of, memories and things like that. Um, I'm not really an advocate of talking about my day before bed or like during pillow talk because it's like half the time, unless it's been a good day, like I was off the whole week of my birthday, then like yeah, I did like self care items. So cool, ask me about that shit. But I don't want to talk about Lucy at work getting on my last nerve. Like I
I
don't,
feel
that's
you.
that's not pillow talk time for me. What you enjoy about each other, like something special that they did for you that week or maybe that day that might have led to your little intimate, time or whatever. What was the other one I wrote? Oh, I feel like people should talk about their dreams and goals on Pillow Talk. Like, why aren't you talking about that kind of stuff? Because I feel like why not? Like, and I'm kind of on the fence about like relationship conversations during pillow talk because again I feel like that kind of goes back to the them being vulnerable and you trying to get them to a spot where you want them and I don't really I've never been the type of female to use sex as a weapon because I'm more like a dude in that aspect so it's like sex is not always emotional for me um like it is
Right.
for women but um I don't know what else anything for you when the dudes.
The only do I had that comes to mind is do speak in a healthy way.
Oh my god, I love that.
Do speak in a healthy way, an uplifting way, a positive way, even about
I like
yourself to your
that. I like
significant
that.
other.
I like that.
That's my only do.
Yeah, I like that. See, and I feel like for women, again, because pillow talk is so intimate and it's such a, you know, vulnerable time, it's more emotional for
Hmm.
women. And I feel like dudes kind of just fall into it because, y'all are all euphoric and y'all done had y'all,
Hmm.
release. So y'all kind of cool with it. And I feel like
Post nut
women,
clarity.
like the post nut clarity. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to sound vulgar. But it be that way for women too. Well, some women. Um, but I do feel like, don't use that time to like really ruin the euphoric moment for a man and kind of use it to get what you want or need out of him because you wouldn't get it otherwise. That's why I said don't weaponize sex. I think
Please
that
don't.
makes it
Please
very
don't.
difficult for intimate things like pillow talk to continue to happen and for men to continue to feel vulnerable because when you with your girl, it's like, yeah, come on, let's spoon. Like, niggas don't like being the little spoon. They always want to be the big spoon, but whatever. Come on, you don't like being the little spoon either. Y'all terrible. Let
What
me
you got
wrap.
all that ass for
Let
me to
me
be the
let me
little
wrap, let
spoon?
me wrap my
You
legs
got
around you. Come
all
on,
that ass.
man. Like rub on your butt, like you rub on mine.
No, I'm about to say exactly what I'm not here for. Exactly what I'm not here for. Exactly what I'm not here for.
I make me
Exactly.
want to kiss you on your neck and rub on your chest. No,
Exactly what
I
I'm
cannot do
not
that.
here for.
No, man, y'all
Lay
shut
on
me
my
up for that.
chest if you want to rub on it, man. God damn.
Listen, I'm with it. I'm with it. But yeah, women, don't weaponize sex
Please
and
don't.
make pillow talk less than euphoric for men because sometimes that is when men are most vulnerable with you. So you should take advantage of that, like you said, in a healthy way.
Yeah, because you're setting up the future communications where it's gonna be outside of pillow talk. We realize that you data mine, that you set us up, that you lined us up, and we're gonna carry that. And then you're gonna wonder why we don't open up anymore.
Yep.
Why you
Yep.
don't know the deepest, darkest secrets. It's like, yeah, no, because you're gonna use that shit.
Yeah. I mean, and you just better hope you don't have a partner that screws and snooze because y'all ain't never pillow talking.
For sure.
Better you get
Uh,
that talk in before y'all, get it in. So, but either
facts.
way, that's
Facts.
that's pillow talk in a nutshell.
It's the
Pun
do's and
intended.
don'ts in a nutshell, man. We got deep into it for y'all.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
y'all can't
I,
say it ain't nothing we was, dancing around. We got to it.
hey, listen, and I think we probably spawned two different conversations for topics for the
Hey,
next
listen,
couple.
that's the way it's supposed to go, man. That's
Listen,
where it's supposed to go.
listen, because I
That's
was
the
like,
way it's supposed
oh
to
no,
go.
let's not go there.
That's the way it's supposed to go. Let's not burn through too many. I
Yeah,
mean, we're gonna be around for a while. We got
yeah,
time. We
facts,
got
facts.
time.
We'll give y'all that content later.
We got like about somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes left before we wrap. So we're gonna go with let's go with the because I feel like the other thing needs more time. So normally we do our touch and go. What I mean, invented by Big Misha self for the program. You know what I mean, that segment is invented, but we got so much into the main topic that I don't want to overrun our time. So I like before we would go as much as time as we
Yeah,
need to go, but we kind of are trying to get a little bit. We try and get a spot here and there, so we trying to keep things uniform for
for
now.
sure.
But all that means is that there's content for later. All right. Yeah,
Exactly.
we're not throwing it away. All it means is that there's content for another episode.
Coming to
So
you
right
soon.
now we're gonna get into the Life Be Life segment of the program. And I will as usual allow you to go first.
Man, life be life, and like I turned 41 last Friday, and I
Yeah!
am very car season. We lit, we lit, we lit. But yeah, I literally took off the whole week. And do you want to know what I did with the whole week I was off?
Talk to him.
I slept. I
Hey.
have come to realize that life be life in so much that I be worn down. I be tired. When I tell you, what I tell you last week, now, I got heartburn. I got indigestion. Something I ate that ruined my stomach. Literally Wednesday, I slept all day. I tried to do one self-care item a day at minimum. Wednesday was the only day I didn't have anything on the books. Kept it open, kept it clear. Um, and I just was like drained. And I was supposed to be in Miami, but I decided to push that trip down a little further into the summer because people getting out of school, kids getting out of school, families going on vacation. I let's just be honest. The way my life has been since COVID, I have been having small panic and anxiety attacks. I don't think that I am ready to get on a plane and travel having to wear a mask because I still wear my mask everywhere I go. And I'm just like struggling to get back into a rhythm and a routine of what seems to be 100% normalcy for me. And turning 41 last week, I just was like, damn, I'm getting old and I'm starting to feel the effects of being in the 40 and over club. And I was just like, but I had a great weekend. I actually let people celebrate me, which is very rare for me to do because I
Facts.
don't like it when people do what they want to do to work for them. Um, you know, but I spent some money, which is what I've been holding
Hey.
off for doing for a while.
Facts.
I got I was gifted my bag, and so I went and bought the perfume that I wanted and a wallet to match my bag.
Okay.
I didn't get my Versace robe because that damn robe felt like a Kmart bath towel. And I was like, y'all
Ooh.
want $600 for a Versace robe to feel like this? I was like, I was hoping to feel like Diddy in this robe on my moment. Shit. Plus picking my feet up, walking, give me some cheese, taking some goat's milk. Nah, nigga, it was more like I felt like a house mom. I was like,
Uh,
dude was like, oh, we got some silk robes. I said, do I look like a silk robe kind of bitch to you? He was like, you absolutely don't. And I was like, okay, well, when y'all robes get a little more soft and plush, I'll come back and spend $600. But yeah, I finally stopped selling myself short in life because I feel like I've been doing that for a while. So, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. But man, I felt the effects of 40 rolling into 41. And I posted a lot of content on my stories about what I learned during chapter 40. And I think a lot of people were super enlightened by that and kind of understood the shift and the change in my life over the last couple of years. So hey, I'm blessed to see another year. So
Man, we blessed to have you for another year, man.
yeah, thank you.
May God bless you with many more.
Please.
Um, so life be life and like grief hit your boy again for the second time this year, man. Um, uh, First and foremost, in the last episode of Two Kings, I addressed the loss of one of my young men, my young mentors, mentees, I should say, one of my former players, Hiram Hill Jr., who was
Peace, kid.
murdered. So rest in peace to him. Always love you, H. Unfortunately, I took another tough loss uh, in late April. My oldest sister on my father's side. Everybody knows Nigel from mom's side, and that's it. It's just Nigel. But on
Yeah.
the father's side, it's a bunch. We listen.
Gang, gang.
Gang like a motherfucker. You hear me? We
Yeah.
don't even know how many of it is for sure. For sure.
Yeah, still count.
But uh, my oldest sister Latoya was the person who was kind of like the historian. She kept track, was the glue person, made sure everybody stayed
Yeah.
in touch and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we lost her to some heart problems. So
Yeah.
it was really like I would reach out to me every week, like we gonna record. Every week I bailed because it's kind of like the shit was just weighing on me more than I realized. Being as though the hardest part of it was for me that it happened, you know, within a month worth of her birthday, which was, excuse me, her birthday was last week. So there was that and the fact that between she and I, have been planning for me to finally, make a visit because it's the first time all my siblings was back in Houston in the
Yeah.
same state. So we're back in Texas, I should say, but most of them was in Houston.
H
She
Town.
was out in Beaumont. You already know how I feel about each time.
Yeah.
But it was going, she always wanted to get us all back together. And unfortunately, her passing is what allowed that to happen sooner than expected because we were supposed to be down there this summer, me and my family. So it was a hard pill to swallow. It still is, so dealing with it, going, talking in therapy, depending on the support of my loved ones, my other siblings who's dealing with the loss. My wife, I appreciate that she's been, kind of giving me space to grieve, giving me time to grieve, because I could say this about grief. I don't want to get too deep into this topic, but I'm going to say this about grief, particularly for a lot of men that I know, and particularly for me. And not just for men, you know what? For the strong person, you feel me? Grief for the strong person is the burden like a motherfucker because people don't want you to grieve. And it's not that they don't care about you. It's not that they don't love you. Because the minute whatever loss you take happens, these people will reach out to you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for your loss. Are you okay? Do you need anything? The outpouring of love hits, and it's genuine. It's genuine. It's not even a question to me about whether it's fake. They say, the fake people show up when somebody dies and shit like that,
Yeah.
which is true. Which is true, but I don't even question it. I take it.
Con grano salis, man.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like after 2 days, they want you to be over the shit
Yeah.
because they need you. You know what I'm saying? And when losing somebody that close to you, that
Hurt.
important to you, hurts. It not everybody could just plow through and get everything done at the rate that they could. So when the
Mhm.
strong person can't be the person that they usually are for everybody else, they get selfish and be like, "Damn, I need my hero back.
Yeah.
I need I need my workhorse back. I need them back." And right now they can't move, and I don't know what to do because they're always so busy helping me and everybody else that I don't know how to help them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the other problem for the strong person is they don't know how to be helped.
I know about that.
People will literally ask, is there anything I could do for you? And you don't fucking know.
No, I'm good. I got
You
it
wouldn't
because that's
know.
all
Yeah.
you know.
Because that's
That's
all
all
you
you
know.
know.
That's
That's all you
all
know.
you know.
Yeah.
Even if in that moment you need a hug, even if in that moment you need a prayer,
Like, how
even
do
if
you
in that
ask
moment
for it?
you
How
need,
do you,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's like, how do you even form the words to be like, yeah, I could use that hug right now. Yeah, I could use that. Just sit in silence with me.
You
Um,
feel me? Like I couldn't ask that. Like fortunately, I have my wife.
yeah,
But there's some people who, who've gone through these situations. They've lost siblings. They've lost their mother. You know what I'm saying? They lost their father. How? You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah.
said, how do you even? And it's not so much a pride thing. It's a fear thing.
Listen, I could
It's a
talk about this for
fear thing. You just
days.
don't even know.
Yeah.
So everybody grieves differently. Everybody grieves differently. But like I said, grief for the strong friend, for that Superman in somebody's life or the Superwoman in somebody's life could
Yeah.
be even heavier because you're still trying to be who you are every day because people count on you, people depend on you. You're the person who don't want to cry in front of your spouse because you don't want to worry them. You're the person who don't want to
Yeah.
cry in front of your kids because it cripples your kids. It scares the shit out of your kids.
Especially if
You
they
know,
never seen it.
listen, the day I got the news, it hit. The morning I got the news, it hit and it hurt. And I was steady, wiping my eyes, sniffling and stuff like that. And I was watching the last John the Last Chance You on Netflix. And I started watching it actually a few days before, night before, I should say. So I'm invested. I'm loving this shit now. I'm rooting for these kids to,
Yeah.
win and whatever. And during one of the episodes, they kind of start overcoming adversity, but then it's like things get bad for one of the kids, and he's just in
Setbacks.
a jam situation. And just seeing him in that jam situation, I don't know, it triggers something in me to where he was feeling like no matter what he could do, no matter what he does, he can't win. And I started feeling the exact same way.
Mhm.
I started feeling the exact same way. Like losing Toya is just like, oh my God. Every time I think I'm trying to, life is heading upwards, I get hit with something else. And it's just like I literally broke the fuck down. And my son was the first person to find me.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You don't want that as a parent. You don't want to put that
Yeah.
stress on your kids. Like he didn't sleep well for the next 2 days
I'm
because
sure
he
because he
never
probably
seen me
ain't.
break
I about
down.
to say he ain't never seen you like that. I'm
He's
sure of it.
14. He's seen me cry before.
But I'm
Unfortunately,
sure
because
not
like I
like
said, I've
that.
lost too many kids. He even saw me cry when Kobe and Gigi died. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But he never saw me flat out fall, break up. Like literally, I fell off the bed and I'm on the ground. I'm pounding on the floor. Like
Mm,
he never seen anything like that before.
yeah.
Like for me, so he just didn't know what to do.
It's tough.
And I'm sitting there trying to collect myself in the middle, like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Like you shouldn't have to feel that way.
Yeah. Shouldn't have to do
You know what
that.
I'm saying?
Shouldn't have to
When
do
you're
that.
you're literally dealing with the loss as it happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I know I ran over time with that, but
Who
nonetheless,
cares?
that was my life be life a moment, or is my life be life a moment currently. Just
Yeah.
trying to deal with that, trying to get myself together, trying to live in a fashion that my sister would be proud of
Mm,
and that she would appreciate. Making sure I stay in touch with her children, making sure I do better, because she was the glue person. She made sure, you know, uh, my brother and my sisters and I, reached out to each other. Hey, you spoke to June, you spoke to Sophie. Oh, well, you should call them, or should call on the three
yeah.
way, or whatever.
It's always that
And
one person in the family, and you hate to
we have a
lose
new
that
sister
person.
too.
Oh Lord, you did just say the gang be ganging.
I
Well,
found out there's a whole nother motherfucker, 31, three kids. I ain't gonna get too deep into it, but it's
listen,
crazy. It's just crazy to have that happen.
another
But
expansion topic.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother topic. But nonetheless, Mother's Day came and went, and I reached out to the new sister because it's exactly what my sister would have done if she was here.
Facts. Got to carry on a
So
legacy.
that's what you're supposed to do when you lose somebody, to try to live in a fashion that makes them proud, live in a fashion that honors them, and take something from what stood out in their life and run with it, because that's how you
Yeah,
keep their name alive.
yeah.
So we're gonna wrap the episode up with
Wrap it up, B.
closing remarks. Um,
Uh,
so on you.
I'm 41 now. Sorry, nah.
Hey,
Um. Well, and speaking of therapy, I was bumped down to once a month.
hey,
I was like,
progress.
that's a big deal, people.
It is though.
We push, therapy and counseling and talking to someone a lot on this show, and I know y'all probably think it's all like promo. It's not.
It's not.
Like we really have
We
come to
ain't cut
learn
no
the
checks.
importance of having someone you can talk to that does not have a bias about the situations you are dealing with in your life. I have been seeing my therapist every 2 weeks by myself since 2018. I've been seeing her since 2013. So that should tell you it's definitely a work in progress. So that was a good, way to start off my birthday week. But I've just been talking to a lot of people lately that are struggling. And, folks, go get help, go talk to someone
Please.
because it is also necessary. Um, Start trying to do things for yourself in this life because you only have one life to live. And, this shit can end any moment. And you don't want to live with no regrets. So, a little bit of promo today, though. Shout out and
Hey,
happy birthday to my homie Jorge. I'm wearing your Good Luck Lifestyle hoodie today for your birthday. So, happy birthday, bro. Taurus season, we lit.
hey, listen, we do that on here, okay?
Oh, we
We
do.
support, we definitely support the businesses that support us, the people we rock with. So it ain't gonna be the last time y'all see us promoting somebody. You hear me?
And I don't be pushing for people at all. Like you gotta be really having a good
Solid
product for me to
facts.
push it. And I literally own all of his hoodies in every different style. I have one to crop today. So I was like, this would be a
Okay,
perfect way to represent for his birthday. He is a very bright young man. I met him through my little brother Leon. They are best friends, and he's part of the secondary business that I'm working on. And
okay.
I love him. He is like
Shout out to him.
my little Taurus little. So yeah, happy birthday, Heezy. Taurus season we lit, and y'all go check out Good Luck Lifestyle and pick you up some merch because he has very quality clothing, and y'all know I'm picky about that because I'm kind of like hood, bougie, ratchet, classy.
For sure, for sure. Shout out to Easy. We're gonna make sure to drop the link. I mean, she'll make sure to give me the link to drop it when we
For sure.
post it, so me and people can make sure and do business with your brother.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Closing remarks. Glad to be back podding again, man. I
Yes,
miss it. It's definitely, somewhat, even though, yes, we push therapy, is somewhat, cathartic and therapeutic for us to say shit out loud.
it is.
And it's just fun, honestly. It's a good time
I love
between
it.
my sister and I spending time with each other, and it's a good time communicating with you guys. So, in the vein of communication, listen, we are on multiple streams. Okay, we're on multiple platforms. Okay, Spotify. Go over there, give us all the stars, okay? All the
Yes.
stars. Whether
Like
it's 4 stars, whether it's 5 stars, give them all,
we'll
okay?
take it.
All right. On Instagram, comment, like all that. Listen, I don't care what your comments are, comment.
Run it
Whether it's
up.
ideas,
Run
whether
it
it's
up.
criticisms, whether it's questions, feel free.
Yep.
Absolutely. We wanna stay in touch with you guys. And definitely on the YouTube, feel free to drop comments and anything that y'all feel like could contribute to the show.
For
Um,
sure.
that being said, this wraps up episode 3 of the Life Be Life from podcast. On behalf of Big Meech, Mimi the Goddess, and myself, your favorite coach's favorite coach,
Flash Charles.
take care of yourselves, all right? Be good, be respectful, be smart, be safe and stay dangerous. And as always, like I say, be good to everybody and be good to yourself.
For sure.
Be or oh wait, hold
Oh,
on. Oh, as always,
oh.
shout out to A.C.E, my brother. Y'all know it's
Hey, that's
I'm
right.
damn sure not gonna forget to close out before he gets his shout out. You know what I'm saying?
My
Big
man, my
part.
man.
My man. Shout out to Ace, man. Love you
We
as
miss
always, brother.
you.
Love you as always, brother. We'll see you back when you come back. You feel me?
For
But
sure.
we appreciate everything you're doing behind the scenes in the meantime, between time. Once again, y'all, be good to everybody else you come across if possible, and
Be nice.
certainly be good to yourselves. Good night.